Hey, Rambogan World Entertainment, and you can see the headline right here. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson refuses to tell Variety he couldn't identify with Indiana Jones as a kid because of race. Gay Mark Malcolm, is that his name? You know, is this the gayest everything ever? Yeah, you tried to debate The Rock into, oh, you couldn't identify with these things, and Variety put up the clip. They didn't put up the full clip to start with. They put up the clip where it sounds like The Rock is saying he couldn't identify with Indiana Jones because he didn't look like him. And that's where they cut it off. However, we do have the full clip because that's not exactly how it goes. So you can see that it's saying here, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was asked by Variety about representation in Hollywood because of course he was, and whether seeing a hero who looked different from him ever made him feel like that character was out of reach. His answer was simply no. So during a recent interview with Variety's chief peddler of red carpet drama Mark Malcolm at the premiere of Disney's Moana, the live action Moana of course, Johnson was asked about the first time he remembered seeing his culture represented on screen without being reduced to a caricature. So it went on to the point of him bringing up Indiana Jones. Now I'm going to show you the clip. I'm not going to play it here. I actually have the clip. Just keep in mind it is a bit low. The volume on it for some reason is a bit low. It's just the way it comes out. But you'll see how he's kind of asking, which is setting up the race bait question, which is like, oh, what's it like to finally see your culture on the big screen? Rock answers it, and then The Rock is the one who offers up the idea of Indiana Jones. And that's where Malcolm takes the bait himself and kind of like, oh, so you couldn't identify with playing it because he wasn't brown skinned like you. And The Rock's like, no. And you'll see the full clip. So there is one here, you'll see this, where he talks about, it says like where he gets baited in. So this is where his answer was, and read that post and you'd assume Johnson spent the carpet airing his grievances. So in their article, I suppose, they cut it off at the point of him saying, he doesn't look like me. This is the whole clip for what he says. So remember, the article has it up to the point of him saying, Indiana Jones, I wanted to be him, but he didn't look like me. And that's where they end it. And they don't offer up the fact that that's not really what The Rock says. So have a look at this.
The first time you ever saw your culture represented in a way that wasn't a caricature, that you said, that is me in there.
No, I don't. Other than, and this is one of the beauties, I think, and one of the blessings of Moana is that live action Moana we can show. Like, hey, this is us. When I was a kid, Indiana Jones inspired me, man. When I was like 8 years old, watching Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, like I'm like, oh, I want to be that guy. But that guy didn't look like me.
Yeah. Was there a part of you that said, but I can't be him because?
No, I love that. There was a part of me that said, oh, I want to be that. I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I was like, I want to be that. And okay, that was it. That's where it ended. Right. But now, I mean, if you think about it, around the world, get little boys and girls who are brown-skinned, even not brown-skinned, Mark. It's like this idea of like, you're young, you want to see beyond the reef. You don't know what's beyond the reef. You have a lot of people telling you, you're good where you're at. It's like, no, not. Like, I want more, and I love that.
So you can see what he's saying there. What he is saying is he saw Indiana Jones, said, I want to be that. Then kind of said, he doesn't look like me, but that's not going to stop me. Why can't I be that? That is what he's talking about. That it's not the case of you want to be actual Indiana Jones. You want to be Harrison Ford. It's the case of, well, why can't I be the hero? Why can't I be on the big screen like that? That's kind of what he's talking about. And that's why he then says, like, kids around the world, brown-skinned and even not brown-skinned, can look up to these characters and say, I want to be that. I want to reach for that. I want to go beyond what people are telling me my limits are, basically. So, and he doubled down on this then on Good Morning America. I'm not sure if that's in this article, but you see here, it said the implication appeared to be whether the younger Johnson ever felt he could not imagine himself as Indiana Jones because Ford did not share his ethnicity. Johnson did not take that position. So it literally is like, why can't I be a hero? And stuff like that. So he's basically in the position now where they tried to bait him into saying, oh, you know, you're finally on the big screen, so your culture can see you and that only you can represent them. And he's pretty much saying no. And that's what he talks about on Good Morning America. I don't see it in here, but he's saying how his heritage is actually shared around the world, and that's very important to him, that his culture can be shared between other cultures and stuff like that, and that it's not just his, you know, you can spread it around and stuff like that. So that's also very much where he's kind of leaning into telling them that, hey, look, just because the character doesn't look like me doesn't mean I can't become the hero myself. And what ends up happening? A little 8-year-old boy who was watching Indiana Jones, of course, became one of, if not the biggest wrestler in the world. Then, of course, he went into movies and became one of the biggest action stars in the world. And he's still going. The guy's a juggernaut. He's just doing everything. Now, everything's not exactly going right for Johnson and Moana right now, because this has come up. Moana first reactions slam soulless Disney remake as Thursday previews sit empty. Now, that means the tickets have been sold. Not that there's nobody sitting in the theatre, especially seeing as it's only Wednesday. But, like, look, we all kind of looked at these trailers and first thing we said was, like, why are they making a live action Moana? The other one only came out 10 years ago. The sequel to it only came out last year. Wasn't it last year, the year before? But you can see some of the reactions to it, and yeah, they are not good. They are literally just calling out Disney for a cash grab. So you can see Moana 2026 is pathetic. A shot-for-shot, line-by-line remake without a single original idea. A creatively bankrupt cash grab with zero interesting direction. They don't innovate, they imitate. Why watch this when Moana 2016 is on Disney Plus? A soulless, miserable financial cash grab is what he finishes off saying there. You have another one. Moana 2026 shows just how far Disney will go for a quick and easy buck, producing another unnecessarily nearly shot-for-shot, beat-for-beat live-action remake that doesn't offer anything new that wasn't already done better just 10 years ago. And yeah, they are hating it. The tracking for this is terrible. We were all kind of looking at it thinking, like, is it going to do well? Like, is it going to drag in good numbers and stuff? And no, the tracking has, like, collapsed unbelievably. The trailers have done nothing. The trailers have been horrible anyway. And again, it's like, this original only came out 10 years ago. The sequel to that only came out last year, the year before. And they immediately were like, let's just do a live action remake. And then you put The Rock in this weird bodysuit, and it's just like, what is going on? But overall, the main story is, as usual, on the red carpet, he tries to get baited into the whole race baity shit, and he turns it around on them and says, why can't a child strive to be more? Good answer. But what do you guys think? Number one, are you interested in the Moana live? I swear to God I can talk. It's the heat, I'm telling you. Are you interested in the live action Moana? Do you not care? But what do you think about his answer to Mark? Is this the gayest live action Disney remake ever? Let me know what you think of his response to that idiot. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all of that good stuff. Cheers. I'll catch you in the next one.